Hey folks, today we're going to talk about how you're going to select a trail for your first 100-mile hike, so stick around. The first in this series of videos we talk about physical preparation. You can see the link up here. You know, and that's the biggest thing that most people are concerned about. It's like, am I going to be physically ready to do this? But you know, because 100 miles sounds like a lot, right? You know, I can't even do 10 miles a day. How am I going to do 100? But when you get on trail, you know, you need to shift your thinking. You need to shift your mindset to, you know, a day at a time, even a mile at a time. Just be in the moment. You know, that's mindfulness. And before you know it, the miles will zoom away, the days will zoom away, and you'll be at the end, you'll be thinking, is that it? And you'll be ready for your next one. So think about that when you get on trail. Today we're going to focus on trail selection. Trail selection can be overwhelming too because there are so many trails. You know, I created a list of trails that are at least 100 miles long throughout the United States, and it's up on my Patreon page. And I'll have it in the links down below. Just look for Patreon or look for Become a Patron, and it'll be free. It'll be in there, so check it out. Hey, did you know that almost every state in the United States has at least a 100-mile trail in it? Yeah, so but if yours doesn't, or if one isn't close enough to where you want to hike, you can string a few trails together to make a 100-mile circuit for yourself. If you have problems finding out where you might want to hike, just leave some comments in the notes below. One of us will help you out. So let's take a look at some of the trails that you might want to go on. The Tahoe Rim Trail is 165 miles in California and Nevada. It loops around Lake Tahoe Basin and in the Sierra Nevada and Carson Ranges, and there's points of it that get over 10,000 feet. So that's over on the west coast. Let's move over to the east coast. The Great Allegheny Passage is 150 miles and it goes between Maryland and Pennsylvania. It's less backcountry and there's more towns along the way, much lower elevation. And it follows an old railroad grade. It's called a rail trail, and it goes between Pittsburgh and Washington, D.C. Okay, let's go to the Midwest. We'll start up north. The Superior Hiking Trail is a 310-mile trail, and it goes from just south of Duluth all the way up to the Canadian border, and it follows along Lake Superior, so that's a really cool trail. Going a little bit further south in South Dakota, there's the Centennial Trail, and that's in the Black Hills in South Dakota, and it's really historical. It was built in 1989, and it was to mark the 100th anniversary of the state of South Dakota. So that's a pretty cool trail. A lot of history there. You might like it. Going further south, the Lone Star Trail is just north of Houston in the Sam Houston National Forest. So if you're in Texas, that'd be cool. It's 128 miles, that one. Now there's no 100-mile mandate, so don't worry about the 100-mile mark. That was just a number I picked. So because for most people that's a challenging thing, right? And it takes a little preparation and it takes a lot of commitment. But if yours is less or more than 100 miles, you know, whatever it is for you that's going to be that challenge, this thing is really designed to motivate and to inspire people to get out and to just go and enjoy nature. Now if you've never backpacked before, you can do a 3 or 4 day backpacking trip. What this will do is it'll get you real good at setting up your tent, preparing your meals, you know, checking out your sleeping system, figuring out how many miles you can do a day, just figuring out whether you like it or not. You might not like it. What? Yeah, well, that's not possible. But so seriously, for some people, backpacking might not be your thing. So to commit to a 100-mile hike to not doing something you might not like, you know, might not be your thing. So there's some very basic things that we'll talk about for trail selection. And we'll talk about 3 of them. Of course there are many. But the first one is where do you want to hike? Where do you like to hike? You know, it doesn't have to be close to where you live. Some people freak out for unfamiliar places. They don't like that kind of stuff. So, you know, maybe you want to have something that's closer to home. There might be transportation issues that you need to be concerned about. You know, there could be travel restrictions like there are these days. Or you might have, you know, other travel coordination kind of things that you got to work out. So do you like mountains? Do you like coastal regions? Do you like more plains? Do you like forests, boreal forests? Maybe you like swamps. You know, I don't know. Do you care to go north or south or east or west? Put together a profile of the kind of places that you would like to go That's your first consideration. So the second thing you'd want to consider is what time of year do you want to go? I've heard people talk about hiking season as if summer's the only time you want to hike. Fall and spring are some of my favorite times to go hiking, so consider that. Winter, some people go hiking down south during the winter time. I'm going to be going to Arizona in the middle of our Colorado winter, so think about that. Probably the best thing to do there is figure out what season is absolutely a big no, and consider everything else. And then the third thing is, am I going to be hiking solo or am I going to be hiking with a partner? So my wife prefers that I hike with a partner. She worries. It's cute. But seriously, there are reasons why you might want to hike with a partner. It might be safety reasons. There are some legitimate safety concerns for some people. There's a social aspect of being alone on the trail that some people don't care for. So be aware of that. So obviously, if you're hiking with someone else, all of your planning has got to be done with someone else. So if you're hiking solo, it's all on you. So it's all your game. So those are 3 basic things that you should consider. Of course, there are many other things to consider when you're thinking about the trail that you want to go on. So after you've come up with a list of places that you would like to go to, kind of make it broad, right? And then start doing some research. Research on the internet, go on YouTube, explore your network. You might have family or friends who've done this kind of thing or know someone who've done this kind of thing. So there's nothing like, first-hand experiences to kind of steer you in the right direction. So use those. And don't sweat it if it's a tough decision. Pick one, and then your second one can be, second one on your list can be your next hike. So don't sweat it. There's a lot of great choices out there. So there you go. After you've decided on the trail, the next thing you do is to talk about logistics, talk about gear choices, talk about food prep, talk about how to get to the trailhead, how to get back. All that stuff we'll cover in our next video. I really hope that this helps you out. There'll be more in this series, so stay tuned. If you like what you see here, please subscribe, please like and comment. I want to hear your thoughts, because mine's just one experience. Yours could be a lot better. Who knows? Until next time, be good to yourself and hike on. See you later.